Hi everyone, Austin here. Today I'll cover the absolute basics of World Conqueror free. So if you're a beginner, then this video might be for you. Okay, so first is the campaign tab. So here you have different missions. I have lots of them, actually all of them unlocked. For you at the beginning, this will be the free tutorial missions, which you can complete if you wish to. However, they're not necessary to unlock further missions like Blitzkrieg and Patriotic War 1, which you have also them unlocked at the beginning. So let's start with those. Okay, so we go to Blitzkrieg. Here you have 1 star 14 turns, 2 stars 11 turns, 3 stars 8 turns. What does that mean? That means that if you complete the mission in less than 8 turns, then or 8 turns, 8 turns or less, then you get 3 stars. To get 2 stars, you need to complete the mission in 11 turns or less, and to get 1 star, 14 turns or less. If it takes you more than 14 turns, then you automatically fail. And then in the left top corner you have gold, steel and oil. Oil is consumed when units like tanks, artillery, mechanized infantry and navy, which I don't have here, but when all those units move they consume oil. Another thing that oil can be consumed by is Air Force, which I will get to in a moment. And next we've got money and steel. So they're consumed when you deploy new units. Money, as you can see here, light infantry costs 80 coins. So this is the amount of money you need to deploy one. For armored vehicles, you need 135 for armored car and 60 steel. So for artillery, you need 120 cash and 50 steel. So if you have lots of cash, then you might want to deploy more infantry as it costs very little steel. And if you have lots of steel but not that much cash, you might want to go into tanks, which generally tend to cost more steel than gold than infantry units. Next you get movement. So you can move units. You might want to, if you move them not where you want them to go, you can cancel the movement and do it again. Then you can click one of those red circles to attack. So for example here we dealt 58 damage. Each city here in the game has some kind of HP on it. For example, this one, when I dealt 58 damage to it, it knocked it down to about 25% health. So the whole city probably had about 70 health on it or something like that. We can move another unit, attack again, and we lowered the city's defenses. Now if we got a unit in range, we could move it into the city to capture it. Cities, as you can see in the left top corner, can generate some money as well as steel per turn, and there is the supply icon. So if you have a damaged unit in the city, so for example here I attack with artillery and I lost 29 HP on it. So if I would move that artillery into the city, then I would be getting some HP per turn back. And for example this one gives you 1 HP per turn. It's also determined by other factors like your technology. So for example my level 1 city would also be giving me 1 HP per turn, but I have maxed out supply technology, which makes it plus 13 a turn, so that's quite a significant boost, as you can see. Another thing is how to produce oil. As you can see here we've got some oil refineries, so they produce the ones like these. So I have two yellow thingies, and they produce 40 all the turn. A single one produces 20, and there are things like this, yeah, so they produce 10. You also have like oil rigs on the sea, but there are none here. You also have small cities that have no defenses, and they give you 4 or 8 cash, depending on the size of them. Next is when you already moved all the troops you had, then you need to click the icon in right bottom corner to go over to the next turn. And as you can see, the AI turn takes quite a while. So if you want to skip it, you need to press the icon in left bottom corner. So I'll show you in a minute how it works. Here, as you saw, I destroyed a bunker with my tank, and because of the tank's perk, Assault, after destroying an enemy unit, I can attack again. So let's do that. Attack again, and I destroyed another unit, so I can attack again or move. If I were to move first, then attack, and even though I destroyed an enemy unit, I wouldn't be able to move again, I would be able to still attack again, so that's something to consider. And there's no limit on that. You can destroy like 10 or 12 units a turn if there are so many in range, because some units have a range of 2, like super tanks. So this is an important strategic factor. Next is mobility. Artillery usually has the lowest mobility. I have a bit higher mobility on all units because of my technology. Also my damage is higher than you will have at the beginning. But artillery's advantage is high damage generally, and firepower perk, which applies to field artillery and battalion artillery. So this causes then to avoid counterattack with 6% chance to trigger. So when you attack the enemy, there's 6% chance they won't fire back. That's very useful. Next, there are cities with garrisons, and they're a bit more difficult because when you attack them, the damage splits between the city's fortifications and the unit's HP, so it is very difficult to take cities like this, especially if the city is high level. This is a capital city. Usually you have a Roman numeral, and that shows you what is the city's level. If there's a star, that means it's a capital city. It's a very strong, very hard to take, but also giving you lots of resources city. Yeah. And another thing worth noticing is generals. So, for example, here we have Smigly, which has 2 stars in infantry ability, 2 stars in artillery ability. So, as you can read here, attack plus 12 when commanding artillery forces, attack plus 12 when commanding infantry. So, because this general is commanding an artillery unit, that means he'll be dealing 12 extra damage with every attack. And it's the same for tanks, Air Force, Navy, and marching is just extra movement. And there's another thing that is called the rank. You can see it here, like colonel. Yes, so this is the rank of the general, and the rank determines how much HP boost the general gives to the unit he commands. For example, let's take a look at Guderian here. So his rank is colonel, which adds 140 extra health to the unit he commands. Well, tank regularly has 120 health, so 120 plus 140 is to 60, so it adds up, as you can see. Next, general has some different skills. I won't go over all of them because there are lots of them, but each single one has a description, so you can read and see what each single skill does. So generally, when you want to determine if a general is strong or not, you look at the amount of stars they have, skills they have, and their rank. And there are also here slots for medals. In campaign, no general has any medals, but later in like challenge conquests or operations, they might have medals, which makes them more formidable. So that's also a thing to watch out for. Another statistics you can see here on the unit is level, which doesn't really matter. Attack range, pretty self-explanatory. HP, mobility. Each free mobility is one hex you can move, because if we go to settings, we can enable hexes. So you can see, like for example, an infantry has mobility of 10, so that's 3 hexes, because 10 divided by 3 is 3 and 1/3. Well, we can't move 1/3 of a grid, so we just move 3. And now mountains, like low mountains, take 4 mobility points for moving on this terrain, and high mountains like this, which you can see here in left top corner, if it's minus 5% with tanks, minus 10% artillery, then that means these are low mountains, and high mountains are minus 10% tanks, minus 20% artillery. So high mountains take 5 mobility points away from you. Next thing are, as you can see here, like a little gun here on the ground, and that is air defense. So there are anti-air guns, anti-air artillery, and anti-air missiles. So if a city has a high level of anti-air defenses, then you might want to avoid airstriking it, or you will be dealing little to no damage and losing lots of resources, spending them on the Air Force. So this is pretty much it for here. But in campaign missions, also something that you have already stated in tutorials, but is very important, that to win, you need to take all the cities with those red moving circles around them. All those cities are key points. They need to be taken for the mission to be completed. If you have a blue circle around the city, let me find one real quick. It should be here. Do we have one? No, we don't. Okay, just a moment, please. Okay, maybe we'll have, where will we have one? Definitely, okay, this mission for sure has one. So as you can see here, we have our city with a blue circle, so it means it's a key point under our control, and so that means you have to hold it. You may not let the enemy take it. If you lose all the key points that are on the map, then you usually lose immediately. So it's very important to hold at least one key point at all times. If you see a yellow circle, I won't find one right now, but this means that after taking the city, you will unlock some skill in academy that is used for training generals, but that's something for a subject for another video. I won't be going over that right now. However, something that is important is getting new generals. So here you have in different academies with higher HQ level, you'll be unlocking different generals, and each one of them costs a certain amount of medals, and the more expensive general, the better he is. But I've made many guides on generals. I won't be going over that in detail right now. This video already is taking quite a while, so, and that's a topic for another video. Here, in the Wonders tab, the wonders that can give you resources, as you can see here, they can give you oil per turn, money per turn, they can give you steel per turn, and many other things. You can read everything in detail here, so I won't be going over it right now. Medals, you can equip them on generals. So for example, if we have a general with no medals, then we can just click on the medal we have in our collection and equip it on the general we wanted to have. So this is pretty much it. Here we have technologies, so you just have different technologies with different costs. They usually cost industry, energy, and technology, which you can see in top left corner. For example, the Iron Cannon here costs medals, but that's an endgame weapon, you could say. So here you have like infantry, artillery, navy, air force, supplies, anti-air defense, everything. Here you have achievements, that doesn't really matter. So one more thing I want to add to this video is in Conquest tab, because at the beginning you'll have on 1939 unlocked, and people are asking like how to unlock 1943, how to unlock 1950, 1960, or this year. So the answer to that is in the top right corner you have a clock and the date. You'll start in 1939, and as that clock reaches 1943, each in-game hour is real life seconds, so you can calculate how much time will take you to reach 1943, 1950, 60, and so on. And basically, when you reach in-game time of 1943, then you will unlock the 1943 Conquest. Challenge conquests are unlocked right away. If you have a certain year unlocked, then you can go to challenge and conquest, but they're quite difficult, so you might want to start with regular ones first. And I think this is pretty much it for the beginner guide. I'll be making more of guides for generals, for other things, so if you want to see them, not to miss them, then please subscribe. And for now, thanks everyone for watching, hope you learned something new, and see you next time.